So, if someone is seeking true health and they haven't made the switch over to, your hair products or hair products that are made from natural, truly natural ingredients, what does that really mean to their health? Like, what are some of the negative side effects if someone is eating healthy and exercising and meditating, but they're still using, shampoos that they buy at their salon? What does that mean for them?
Yeah, what it really means is it's very simple and it's very complicated. So I'll get into the simple version.
Yeah,
Is that
let's do
whatever we put on our skin, we ingest 70% of it. So if we're doing skincare and we're doing makeup and we're doing hair care, that whatever we put on, we eat. And that literally goes into our scalp. It goes down into the growth patterns, into the sebaceous glands, our oil glands. And then it goes into the brain cells. And now it's going to go into the bloodstream. So what that means is that if you're shampooing day in and day out, if you shampoo once a week over the next several years and the next several decades, that the body can't detox.
Right.
The Morocco method is famous for detox, and that's another conversation. But getting to answering your question, so what's going to happen to all that shampoo and conditioners and sprays and gels and styling products? They're eventually going to go from the blood. They're going to go into the bloodstream, down into our organs, and they're going to store there because the body can only detox so much. So we have our lymph system detoxing, we have our kidneys detoxing, and basically that only can happen to a certain degree. After it reaches a certain level, it can no longer detox. It's going to store in the glands, heart,
Right.
liver, kidneys. So people do detox programs. They do liver flushes. They do kidney detoxing. So I teach people how to detox with their hair care. So that's the crown chakra, and that's where our brain cells are, and that's really where our third eye is. And of course, like I'm telling everybody, look it up now, check it out. But 5 types of hair on the body, the chi stores in the hair, so our energy levels are going into our 6th brain, which is our intuition. So it's very complicated, but simply everything that we use that's chemical will be stored in the body after a period of time because it can't detox after a level.
So I have this whole list of questions here, and I'm gonna jump out of order. One of the last ones I was gonna ask you was about hair color, and you probably saw me squirming in my chair because obviously I color my hair, and exactly what you said. I live a very toxic-free life. I don't clean with chemicals. I use all natural shampoos, yours, and conditioners, and I use natural makeup. It's made from fruits and things like that. So my life is pretty clean, but I've always been blonde. I've been blonde my whole life, and as I've gotten older, I haven't had the pleasure of receiving a lot of gray hair yet. My hair's just gotten darker, and I'd like to be blonde. So I'm with you on that. You were talking directly to me as that person who gets it and why you should be healthy and why you should, not put something on your body that's carcinogenic. And I won't say the name of the type of color that I use, but I always thought, oh, it's plant-based. It's plant-based and it's natural, and I don't get bleach, I just get color. But I did ask some of your associates, and they said, yeah, no, it's kind of like in the food world where natural doesn't really mean natural. So this plant-based color that I'm getting, tell me how bad it is, number one, and then 2, what results I would have, because you have your own hair color that is henna, correct? So tell me what type of results I would get if I switch to that. So it's my last thing to switch.
Oh, thank you, Monica. I'm really proud of you for basically coming up with all of this detail. So nothing lightens but chemicals. Nothing will lighten the hair because the hair basically is a follicle. And so going around with the hair color, so henna basically just coats the hair, where hair color penetrates the hair follicle. It actually goes inside the hair follicle. But the toxic reality is that even though, let's say that you don't put the bleach right on your scalp, it doesn't touch your skin, that the gases are going into the scalp, and that's the toxic level, which goes right down into the bloodstream, and then eventually it'll from the bloodstream it'll go down and store in the organs, and so that's where it's carcinogenic. So my great passion is to make everyone aware of, we have an answer for everything. So the new blonde today is gray. The new blonde is white hair. So if you use our blonde henna, any white or gray hairs will turn blonde. So we have henna that we grow. We get it right directly from India from the growers. It's the highest henna being grown on the planet Earth today. And we have, besides the blonde, we have light, medium, and dark brown. Then we also have black, we have red, and then we have a colorless henna, and they're all conditioning, so the hair looks really shiny and radiant. So for you, I would suggest to go ahead and do the colorless henna first. And so the colorless henna will basically coat your hair, make your hair really shiny and give you that luxury look that you really, all women desire. And then start doing our blonde henna like 2 or 3 different times. You wait 72 hours or a week in between each treatment. But all the women, 100%, everyone who has done the blonde henna after they got that, because when you bleach or you use any kind of hair color, you get lighter and lighter till you actually lose your natural color. So we only have 3 colors. The only colors that we have physically is our eyes, our skin, and our hair. So once we start doing anything to our hair, it distorts the color of the eyes and the skin. So as a hair expert and a color expert, when I was a chemist, I was challenged to walk out of $1 million career in 1965 when I realized how carcinogenic hair color really is. And I don't want to get too deeply involved, but it's very obvious. If you Google, it's all over the place now.
We'll have to do a follow-up webinar then when I get brave and I try the henna. I'm ready, so we'll have to follow up and do a before and after. So
the longer you do the blonde henna, the more that grows out, you'll be much more comfortable with it, and you'll never bleach it again. You will stop all this so-called natural hair color. It's like you can Google it. You can check out the ingredients. It's pretty shocking how toxic all that stuff really is. It's very toxic. But when you Google it and you find out in the individual ingredients. But all I'm suggesting is to go ahead and do the blonde once a week and see the new growth. And when you start seeing the blonde, highlights, you're going to be thrilled to give all this up. Every woman that's ever stopped doing this and gone blonde, they all say, I will never bleach, dye my hair ever again.
Great. And I just need to trust you and trust the process because I've not regretted any healthy change that I've made at all. It's just, I love it and I think, why did I never start this sooner? So I have a feeling that it's going to be like that. So I'm excited to try it.